All right. So let's continue from where we stopped.
Mr. Ture.
Yeah.
Is it right to use the formula of symmetry, line of symmetry?
It's possible. There are many ways that some of them I don't even know. There are many ways you can use to graph this, but obviously at the end of the day, whatever method you use, the graph, they should look the same, you know, whether the intercepts, the roots, or something like that. So there are many ways.
Maximum point, that 4 that you were trying to calculate.
It's possible. Mathematics is we have this. Remember, there was 2 here, and then we have this. So here is 4. How did we get this 4? Is we take 2 plus 6 will give us 8, then divided by 2. In another word, we are finding the average of the roots. So we said that this point is important. We have calculated this from our quadratic formula. And then we have 12 here as the intercept, which is the C. So what we did is we joined these things. So here will be the max. And also we need to know this point, which is important. I will let you know how we got that. So these are what we need to do this. So this will cut the graph here at the second x2. This 6 is the x2. And this is our x1. And this, for how did we get it, is x1 plus x2 divided by 2. So this will cut here, and it will go all down and cut here. So here we have 4 here. So how do we got this 4? This might be the next question, and I will tell you how we got it. So how we will take here, remember this is 4. So we will substitute this 4 into the original equation that we have. And the original equation is what? Minus x raised to the power of 2 plus 8x minus 12. So if we take this 4 here and substitute it here, it will give us this 4. So it will be minus 4. This 4 is this 4 we are having here, raised to the power of 2 plus 8 times 4, then minus 12. So if you solve this, it will give you 4. So it's that 4 that we bring here. So this is our y-axis and this is our x-axis. So you will see that, you know, even before we have this, all the points that we need, just looking at here, the sign here, it tells us that the graph should look somehow like this. So this 4, this is the maximum value of y. And this is the 4 is the minimum value of y, x rather, the minimum value, so the maximum value of, is the maximum value of x that maximizes the function. So when they ask you the maximum value of anything that is here that maximizes this function, should be the average of the 2 roots. That is x1 plus x2 divided by 2. So is the maximum value of x that maximizes this function. So this point here is the maximum point. And at the maximum point, we have 2 pairs, 2 points. X is what there is 4, and y also is what is 4. It's very important. So Nico, if they ask you the maximum point, they are asking you the x value that maximizes the function and the value of that function at x. So they are what? 4, 4. We have 4 here, we have 4 here. They are the maximum point. So when you are doing something like profit maximization, you will come across with something like this a lot, which we will do next class. Total revenue, total cost, their difference, then you have profit, then you will be asked to graph it. So it will look like this. So if you look at it, the function here, it's increasing up to where x equals to 4. Then after x equals to 4, the profit, let's assume that this is a profit function. The profit has been increasing until 4. So when it reaches 4, then it starts reducing. So this is how we graph a quadratic function. If you have a question or a comment, or you want to add anything, the floor is open. What's the time? Okay, we have 32 minutes.
Hello? Is that okay?
Yes.
So you said that 4 we got on the vertical.
Can you speak louder? I'm not getting you very well.
Hello? Now you can hear me?
Good. Yeah.
Yes, I said that 4 you got on the vertical axis.
Yeah.
That is the y-axis.
Yeah.
You said you substituted in the equation
Uh-huh.
to get it.
Yes. No, you will take this 4 here. Let me
Yes.
even, this 4 here. This 4 here. And I guess everyone knows how you got this 4, right?
Yes.
There is 2, this 2, the roots you have, 2 plus 6, then divided by 2, you have this 4. So you use this 4 and substitute it in the original equation. It will give you the value of y here. It doesn't necessarily mean if here is 4, here should be 4. No, it just happened coincident.
Okay.
It's just coincident. Okay, any question or comment? It doesn't necessarily have to be a question. You can contribute by, maybe another method easier than this. You can share with the class as well. I don't restrict people, What is important, I know that whatever method you use, whether you use left or right, you will arrive at the same spot. All right. If there is no question now, let's look at the application. Now we know how to solve quadratic equations. We know how to graph them, looking at 3 steps. And now let's look at an application first we will look at microeconomic application like demand. We have done demand and supply, but this time around it will be quadratic, non-linear. What we did was linear demand and supply. This will be non-linear, it will be quadratic. Then next week, we will look at application in business. That is, we will look at total revenue, total cost, and their profit, how we can use quadratic equation to solve those problems. So I don't think we will finish this, but we can start. We still have 30 minutes. So let's look at this application of quadratic equation. Okay, so this is the question. I also have the materials, which is the same. I will do my best to send them to you people as well on our WhatsApp page or group. Given the supply, the method we use to solve linear supply and demand function is the same method. It's just like this is, it's a bit complicated when it comes to drawing or graphing. That's where the complication comes in. And I'm going to give that to you as an assignment, which you will submit it before the end of, I will give you the due date. So this is quantity supplied. Remember, this is 2. Where if you remember, normally the linear demand and supply model is just linear. There is nothing like 2. So that is where the difference comes in, but the method of solution, they are all the same. In fact, I want to give this as an assignment, but let me see, equals to minus, yeah. Yeah, let me finish writing this. I think it will be a good assignment. So what's the tax there? So you take this and it will be an assignment for you. I'm not even going to solve it. I don't have the energy. So solve it, draw it, and that is what? That is tax 1 and tax 2, grab it or sketch it. So this is going to be your assignment. I will tell you when you are going to submit it. So let's take it. And you can tell your friends also there is an assignment. I will communicate to you people at the WhatsApp group where when you will submit it. So yes, so you calculate the equilibrium price and quantity and the graph as well. So once you do that, if you are done with the writing, we move on. I will just briefly introduce total revenue, total cost. The next class we finish it, we can briefly start calculus. So be ready. There might be any day I can tell you we are meeting at the campus. So this is your assignment, and okay, I think everyone wrote it down, and I'm moving on to the next slide. So this is one application of quadratic equations. So another application is what we about is the revenue. So the business people, revenue cost. We are not going to finish this. I will touch it briefly, then we call it a day. And profit. So what is it? What is a revenue? What is a cost? What is a profit? This is something we use it every day. But what do we understand by that? Who wants to give a shot and try? What do we mean by revenue, cost, and profit? Where are business people? Where is everybody? Because everybody, use these words daily.
The revenue refers to an individual's income.
Yeah, revenue is like an income. If we want to relate it to the market, we can say it is the income received by the seller. So cost is the expenses incurred by the seller during production process, and profit is what is the difference between revenue and
Gain.
is gain. Yeah, profit is the difference between revenue and profit. So normally revenue in most textbook, that is they represented as TR, that is total revenue. Then we have total cost, So the profit, normally they use this symbol called pi to represent it. So at the end of the day, our profit is what is the difference between total revenue minus the total difference between total revenue and total cost. Not so. So we need to define total revenue. What's the formula of it? So normally you will see total revenue is nothing but what? Price times the quantity, not so. Price times the quantity. So normally profit is this total revenue, which is price times the quantity minus the total cost. So at the end of the day, first, most of the questions that you will be dealing with when it comes to application of quadratic equation in revenue, cost, and profit, they will give you total cost function normally, but they will not give you the total revenue function. So to find the total revenue function, you will just take the price and you multiply it by the quantity. The price will be given to you. It could be like, normally it will be in this kind of, it will be in this form like this. So they can give you what? They can say the price is equals to 2 x plus 3. So if you have the price, which is not the same as demand, so you will take this and multiply by this. So it will turn into a quadratic function. So a typical revenue function is like this. We are going to do this. This is an introduction so that you can go home with something to think about next week. So the typical, normally the profit function, if it's a quadratic, it can look like this. That's quantity, you understand? Then it can go plus 3 minus 3. It could be like this. So you will see that like the revenue function, it will always be like this. So this will be minus will be here. So this is what we need to find. This is what we need to find. This is what we need to find. And where it is maximized, this profit function. So this is a profit function. So we will have quantity here, then we will have profit here. So because this is minus, then we are saying that the A there is less than 0. So it will look like an inverted U. So this point is important. That is where you have the maximum profit. But to have this maximum profit, you need to produce which quantity of goods. So we need to find this. And we know how to find this. That is the average of this and this. So this is how it will go, you understand? So first, you have to calculate your total revenue, which the formula is price times the quantity. Total cost function normally is given to you in the question. So when you find the total revenue, this, because of you are multiplying this, then it will introduce even the total revenue, how to call it, even the price is not quadratic. Once you multiply this, it will turn into quadratic. So then you will have total revenue minus total cost. So this function will become quadratic. So the shape will always look like this. So these are the important points. So this is the max, here is the maximum profit. And at the maximum, to produce maximum profit, you need to produce this level of quantity. But once you pass here, then the profit is falling down. So a rational profit maximizing farm will produce up to this point and stop here. Because once he or she goes beyond that, then he will be making lesser profit. He will be making profit, but lesser profit. So once it hits here, he will stop producing beyond here and will stop producing less than here. So he or she will settle at this point, because this is the point whereby maximum profit is made. So we will look at this next class, total revenue, application of quadratic equation in business world, which is profit maximization, the maximum profit and others. So if you don't have a question, we can stop here. And please tell the others that assignment, I have given you assignments. You can give them the questions. I will communicate the due date to you people. So if you have a question or anything, the floor is open. Hello. All right. So it seems there is no question. We stopped here. And my goal is to, I don't know, go as far as into calculus, but let's see how much time we will have before the final trimester exams. It's an interesting area in mathematics, but if we had started with calculus, I think the purpose of this course will be defeated, because calculus requires that you have foundations, and so far I think this was necessary to do it. So you people, you have wonderful weekend, and see you next Saturday. And please do your assignments, even this weekend, because I can come at any time and tell you are submitting today. All right. Good day. Have a good day, everyone.